Hey guys, welcome back to Frequently Asked Questions 10. I'm using this whole Frequently Asked Questions to talk to you about dating in Japan. I've had many emails about dating in Japan. The only problem is I can only cover the boys' side as I have no experience with the opposite. So, let's go ahead and begin. Dating in Japan, how does it work? Is it the same as Western countries? Well, yes and no. Of course, there's always going to be some similarities, such as you take a girl out to eat, you take her maybe to a nice movie, or maybe you take her to a nice club, but communication is going to be a little bit different. Once you begin dating, you will usually communicate through email messages, phone messages, and any other kind of electronic messaging such as online profile sites. That's really common to have a lot of communication through those. Not so much a lot of phone talk. Some Japanese people are very shy about their level of English if you are dating an English-speaking Japanese person. And being shy is actually seen as something that's cute here as far as a feminine side in Japan. Now, as far as English and Japanese goes, depending on the area you live in, not every girl is going to speak a high level of English. Like I've said before, Tokyo is going to be your best bet for English speakers, but take for example the area I live in, Osaka, not a lot of English speakers here, and of course your rural areas, there's not a lot of English speakers. Okinawa is going to be a place where it's heavily based on a mix of not only Japanese but American military base. So you're going to have mixes there that will speak English. So if that's the thing you're looking for, you're craving someone who can communicate in your mother tongue, then those are going to be your best bets, Tokyo and Okinawa. If you want to be challenged, there will be plenty of girls that will communicate with you no matter what your level of Japanese is, and many are even nice enough to help you along the way with learning the native language here in Japan. One thing you've got to realize is that a lot of miscommunication can happen when you are learning a new language and when they don't have a full capacity of your own native tongue. Things should be figured out sometimes, such as arguments or agreements or setting dates for things, possibly through an instant messenger where both people can use online translators to make sure of what the message is. Now, another thing you've got to realize is never 100% trust online translators. Some like Babelfish and Google Translator can really foul up messages and contort them into things that are totally wrong or just make no sense at all. Especially Japanese, because the structure is very different from English. Your verbs, your objects, always in totally different places. And realize the speaker is not always mentioned. There's not always a you or I at the beginning of every sentence. So please realize there's going to be one of the biggest barriers, communication. Now, as far as setting dates go, setting a date can be really according to what both of you are into. If both of you are into movies, that's always going to be just the same setup as in America. All movies in Japan, even English, are going to have Japanese subtitles. So you're not going to have to worry about going to a movie that she can't understand. Now, if you go to an all-Japanese movie, don't expect English subtitles. So be good at Japanese if you want to be able to understand it. Otherwise, just sit back and enjoy. Other places to take a girl here would be a game center, but make sure, that's the kind of thing she's into. Not every girl here loves video games. You can take her to a club, and clubs here are a little bit different. Okay, there's not a lot of intimate dancing, as I've talked about before, and not all of them have the best of DJs, or not a lot of them have live music. It's a little more rare here. You can obviously go to a bar. There are many, many, many bars, especially in heavily populated cities like Tokyo or Osaka. It's always a nice place to go, but don't always expect to go to bars to meet girls, because that's not as common here in Japan. Buying gifts for girls here is not going to be very different from what you'd expect in Western countries. You're going to have a difference as according to the likes and dislikes of the girl you're dating. Don't expect every girl to want flowers and chocolates, and don't expect every girl to want a Kitty-chan necklace and video games, okay? Obviously gear it towards what they like, and as always, the thing that works the best is a card that has your sincere feelings written on the inside. They'll always enjoy that, whether they can understand it or not, or if they even need to translate it, okay? Now, to let you know, the same rules apply as in any other Western country. Don't be a sleaze, don't be a jerk, don't think you can come out here and be a rock star with everyone, okay? Not everybody is really into gaijin, okay? Not everybody out here totally digs the Westerner, okay? Come out here, be modest, enjoy it, enjoy the culture, enjoy the cities, make dating a second priority, okay? Don't come out here if you're some kind of Asian fanboy, okay? That's not a good reason. The best is to first enjoy the place you're at, make dating a second priority. What happens, happens, let it happen naturally. Don't be a creep. I'm sure you all know that, and I'm sure everyone watching is a great person. So I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, please feel free to write with any details that I did not cover that you'd like to know more of. And stay tuned for my next FAQ.